It just said nighttime and project.
Oh my God! What?
Yes,
That's crazy!
that's intelligence right there. It knows that we're doing a project with.
Oh my God! So what I keep seeing, and this is where it's really weird, what I keep seeing is I somehow astral projected and I'm in your room, and this is going to sound weird, but like, at least it's weird to me. And I don't know if you've seen this person or this character, like entity before, and it's much more clear now than it was earlier. And it's really weird had timing, and it's almost like he knew that. So it is a male. He is definitely a male, but he's super, super intelligent. Like, he talks as if he's like some lord. Like, he has super fancy words. Like, he knows how to speak very well. I don't know where this came from, but he likes tea. He fancies things like that. But yet at the same time, uh, that's so weird. It's like he likes tea, he likes wine, he wants offerings. And I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know if you give him offerings, if you do something like that, something specific. We have not talked about this. I just want to validate that with you in the audience. We've not talked about this. So I don't know if I'm correct on that. That's one thing that he's saying. So that way he will be more cooperative with you if you give him offerings like incense, oils. He likes wine. He likes he doesn't like cheap beer. If you were thinking anything like that or whatever, he likes wine, or bourbon, something like that. Something. Okay, so in this moment, I'm describing to Duran my astral experience about meeting Pam, which is the haunted doll that we are going to be bringing out in this next episode. However, in this moment when I said the word bourbon, did anyone notice a disembodied voice say liquor? This very clear voice that says liquor, liquor. I don't want to put anything out there and say, oh, this might be or this is, but that's what it sounds like to me. I've gone over this audio over and over. I even made sure to match that it wasn't Duran talking in this moment, because it does sound like Duran's voice. But guys, if you look, Duran was not talking the entire time. You can clearly hear this voice right after I said bourbon. The spirit confirmed and said liquor. Here's the clip. Bourbon, something like that, something sophisticated. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting from him. I know it sounds strange, but what I keep seeing is that he's communicating with me, and I keep seeing him, he's very tall, but he wears like normal clothes. So he's dressing almost like a human, but he's clearly not a human. And it's like almost like he's wearing, it looked like a t-shirt, or like it almost looks like a bright red shirt, but I don't know if it's bright red. But at the same time, I saw he was wearing pants, but they looked almost like, I don't know if they were khakis, but he dressed like business casual. It's really weird, just casual. And this is might make me wonder if he's trying to trick me, right? Because he's saying he likes, I swear to God, he's saying he likes classical music. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I respect that. I love classical. He said he loves Lindsey Stirling. He loves Beethoven. He loves things like that. And I'm like, so apparently he comes from a very long time, and you discussed a little bit about that, and we'll let you go into that here soon. He's not attracted to attaching to children. He wanted you specifically. He's very good at magic. He's very good in manifesting things you want. At some point, he was even offering to help me with stuff, which was weird. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good. So I don't know if any of this validates to you in any way. And I think he likes meat as well, like beef, steak. I don't know. Does any of this, I know this is very general, and that's what's kind of ticking me off a little bit. I'm like, I need specifics if you're going to give me this, but it's weird though. He said he's going to have more information throughout. Hell, I'm not even sure if this is real, but yeah. I've even been seeing Shiva, he's there, and he's there. So I think that in a lot of ways this is legit, but it's still confusing me because I'm like, but he says he's not a demon. He says he's older than that. He said it's almost like he said something like he's above that, but he's not a devil either. He's above that. Like above that. Does that make sense?
It does, and that's kind of like the energies that I felt from Pam. I suspected maybe some type of ancient demon, but I'm thinking on the other ends of what Pam really could be connected to, and I think you're right. I think it is older than ancient demon. I think that maybe there are stuff that correspond with Pam with that, but what's really dictating the whole situation with Pam? You know what I mean? Who's in charge? Because I think that there's a lot of spirits involved. I think there's a multitude of spirits in Pam.
Yeah.
I think there's
actually, he's surrounded by a lot of different spirits, but he's in charge of all of them. So all the spirits that are involved, he's in charge of all of them. They can't do anything without his say. And that was something that I had picked up as well. He acts so unbelievably sophisticated compared to but then again, devils always blow my mind about that. And that is the difference. Is like, and I'm not saying he's a devil, he's saying he's above that. And I'm like, what is above that? And he said a name, but he said, you can consider me like a magician, like a sorcerer of some type. And he's very good at it. And I think that's the reason why you were drawn to him. And I'm not in any way suggesting that you're working with him. What I think it's more of is he knows he's in good hands because you already respect those energies. So it's more of like that. I don't know how else to describe it. It's interesting. Oh, that's right. He said that. Okay, this is weird. He said that connecting to you helps him along the lines in his next generation because there's connections to you and to other people and to other people and to other people. And it's like a long line. And because he already knows exactly where he wants to end up, even 100 years down the road. And he knows that in order to get there, he has to be with you. And it's really weird, but that's what he said. It's almost like he wants the world to know that he's here. The other thing too is I keep feeling a restriction in my throat, almost like pain in my throat, like around my throat. And I don't know if that's something you've experienced. I keep feeling that over and over.
Yeah, I've actually woke up like coughing many times, like I was being choked sometimes during the early parts of investigating Pam.
That's not good. Yeah, that's not good.
Like losing my airway, like through my throat, like almost like simulation of drowning, like for a split moment.
It's something to do with your throat chakra.
Mm-hmm.
And do you ever feel like a vibration sensation anywhere on your body, like on your shoulders or anywhere near the back, on your back? Do you ever feel that?
Yeah, I've felt those before, and also I get attacked through my sciatica too. It likes to go towards that direction. So,
oh my God, that's so crazy because my sciatica has been acting up like crazy this week since we scheduled. That's so weird.
For the past 2 weeks,
oh my God,
it's really bad. Sometimes it'll get me so bad it'll like cripple me almost. It's hard for me to work. Yeah, it's terrible.
That is so crazy. That's wild. This is more than I thought. Do you struggle to walk sometimes? Like, do your legs start to give out? Do you get that feeling sometimes?
Yep.
I'm going to tell you something that I keep hearing over and over, and this isn't a part of this segment, but I've been hearing it over and over. Now, I know that you have some crystals next to Pam, and you have, or at least a selenite or so. My guides and even Shiva, they've been saying over and over, you need to get them away from Pam. And the reason why is because they're recharging that entity, and they're giving him more leverage. So instead of building a barrier, it's actually giving him more charging and more energy. So it's actually helping him gain more energy. And so what you want to do is start building a salt barrier around Pam and you need to put her in a glass case. There is a level of understanding about protection barriers, and even though we can build energy barriers, but it also helps to help you to separate yourself from Pam when you have her in a case. And that's the reason why. And then when you have her in that case, you can put incense inside the case around Pam or surrounding Pam. Now, again, these are just from what my guides say. You don't have to do it. It's really just what you feel. But I'm hearing over and over that that selenite is recharging her, and it's making the entity basically like a buffet of extra energy. And even though in a way that's good, because then they don't have to technically always go to you, but it's bad because that means they're always going to keep going because they can keep going to you, because and they keep manipulating things around them, around it. Some people use crystals to protect themselves, and the crystals are used for us, but not for demonic entities as far as like, do you know what I mean? I know it sounds weird, but like it's a different kind of level of energy, and it creates shields for us to help our aura be strengthened, but it can also make their aura strengthened, if that makes sense. And then that becomes a bad thing. On a scale of 1 to 10, how dangerous do you think Pam is?
At a high 10 for sure. When I approached Pam the first time, I mapped her out. I mapped her out on the SLS when I was just testing it before investigation and bringing her out. I wanted to test this to see how active Pam really would be on this SLS. Is when I first got it, she showed herself, or he. I'm not sure. You said it was a he, right? So he
it's definitely himself. A guy. Yeah, it's definitely a guy.
And he was standing there really tall, and so I thought, well, I'm going to approach you and see if you still will stay there, if you'll let me get close. And I got closer, and then I wanted to see if I could feel the energies where it was standing at. Before I could really get that close enough, it shut my SLS camera down. The software just failed, and it kicked me off in an error. And then like an hour or two after that, I got violently ill and started throwing up all night. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Jeez, that's so bad. That's so weird you say that, because I was nauseous this morning and I didn't know why, and I hadn't eaten anything. And it wasn't like a nausea of like being hungry. It was just like nothing sounded good to me. I was just like, ugh, I'm not feeling very well. What other items do you have that are also would not recommend someone touch? What are the other items besides Pam?
Well, Angela, I in fact have 2 Angela dolls. One is Angela the wedding doll, and then I got Angela the demon doll. So Angela the wedding doll is she's dressed up in a wedding dress, an old wedding dress, and that one was gifted to me from someone in need of help, of one of my friend's clients that is a spiritual medium. She was helping this lady that was in need of help, desperate help. This item has caused a lot of chaos in this woman's life. There's going to be, I don't want to say too much info on that one, because that one is being saved for a friend of mine on her channel. So I don't want to really disclose too much on her own client on that information. But this item, Angela the wedding doll, when I introduced myself to the object, as respectfully as I always do, when I went to put Angela back in the box, so it's before I got her in a glass case, she manifested a black widow behind my ear. I felt like there was hair going over my face, and I'm like this, and I grabbed what was a spider web on my cheek, and a black widow goes flop right out of my ear, and I flung it onto the ground. It was a flesh and blood black widow. And black widows are docile creatures. They don't go towards people. I don't get black widows in my apartment, so that's another thing that was weird, is that all the odds of the time, and then not even just that, webs spun around several times around my face. I would have felt it going around several times, and there was more than just that one strand. So I have a feeling that this entity manifested it. It literally materialized a physical creature. So
wow, that is insane.
So I never experienced that before until I got that object. So but this object is also involved with causing a stroke with one of the victims and killing a family dog. And then I got Angela the Demon Doll, which I believe was the entities involved in Angela the Demon Doll was involved with the attack I had in my bedroom, where I got attacked by a demon. And that was an experience what I realized when I had this ability of using light to banish entities that I didn't want surrounding me. So that's a whole nother long topic.
I am so glad that you even included that piece of information, because that is so important to remember, that we have the ability to banish what it is that we feel threatened by, just with our own love power. And I think that's so important, because we forget that we have that capability, because we are all connected to source, which is love. And that's like the most important, that is the most top important superpower that we have. How do you feel about bringing Pam out now? I would love to see what comes up, and just let you take the whole scene, and let's see what comes up. Now, for those of you, again, if you're uncomfortable, if you feel sick, if you feel dizzy or anything like that, click off this video. And also, I'm hearing this: headaches, dizzy pains, anything like that. Ask for protection, protect yourself, send this positive energy to yourself, and also make prayers, because we're going to go ahead and bring out Pam.
I have to present her appropriately. Now, so this is Pam. 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 Back then, when the early times when I was investigating this doll, meaning, towards the beginning of really understanding Pam, wow, Pam actually tarnished the heck out of this cross. Both of these rosaries were broken by Pam in the past, and they were customly made with black onyx and smoky quartz with silver crosses. And this one, this one was the first one. This one's made of just regular double threading. That one snapped probably after like less than a week working with Pam. And I'm walking to my kitchen, and all of a sudden beads are all over the place. It just cut it. And then this one was actually, I had made again another one, and made with threaded wire, metal wire. Still cut it, beads all over the place. You could even see, I don't know if you could see the metal wire in there, but it's threaded with metal wire, double threaded. And the cross is actually starting to tarnish. I wonder if you could see that.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's tarnishing.
Oh my
So
gosh.
it's been sitting there with Pam for a while. So I kept those in Ziploc bags as a reminder for people of what this power of it, what the power energy of this. Pam's a powerhouse, to put it that way, and this shows that. And actually, I do have a glass case that I'm going to be building for Pam. It's going to be a really big one because she needs a lot of room. So I gotta be able to install a light in there and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, hopefully be able to bring Pam along into. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, no, it just blows my mind that you just said you're building a glass case, and I had just said she wants to be in a glass case, and I wasn't even aware of that. So you just validated that. I didn't even know that. That's wild. I've only watched about the some of the Instagram clips that you sent me, and I've seen so my throat chakra, she's trying to stop me from talking, or at least maybe there's some information that hasn't been said yet. That's usually what it is. So, and I just want to be clear that we send Pam and the spirit attached to her, or any spirits attached to her, respect 100%. And this is just an interview, an experience, getting to know Pam and the entity attached to her. So it's it's all love, respect. There's no malice here. So I just want to be clear about that, so we don't have any disrespect, because I do encourage people who are viewers, do not insult these kinds of entities or these deities or whatever could be attached to them, because you will regret it. They are not something to mess with.
But what I would like to do, in case if there's something else I didn't have time for, But what I'm thinking is using the REM pod and the Ovilus. She's very well with communicating through the Ovilus. I might even use the Melmeter here, this device right here, just so that way I could, in case if I pick up any milligauss spikes, which is just catching the the electromagnetic field energy surrounding the object. So if I get any spikes of that, there's definitely a presence. So I'll get this going right now. Get the antenna up. This is what it does. So it's very sensitive, but as you can tell, I have to be this close for this thing to go off. So if that thing's going off and I'm not doing that, then we're getting activity. So I'll set that down, and now I'm going to re-zero it so that way it baselines where it's at. So now it's baselined to the energy that I set it down at. So everything's normal now. So and I'm going to get an EVP recorder going. So I'm going to start just recording all audio from here on out since Pam is out now, and I'll get that going. So if Pam has anything to say, please speak into that little red light right there. There's a little mic right there for you to speak into. I don't know if you want to make this an option tonight, but I did break out an SB7 spirit box. So Pam, so we could actually hear Pam communicate. We'll have to hear the voice.
I would love that. I think that would be a great idea.
So
yeah,
I got that option. So I'll get this Ovilus going too as well. It looks like all my devices. I already got some messages. I got befriend and recuse. Kill just came in.
Oh.
So those are the messages that just flew in here immediately.
And it's interesting they have befriend and then kill.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one?
Recuse. That's usually pretty normal with the type of words that I'll get from Pam. At one moment, she'll say things like friendly and all that type of stuff, and then all of a sudden, crazy, hostile type terms start popping up. Or I'll get words like Satan and devil. I've gotten devil a lot from Pam. You know what's crazy? Is I felt almost like a little cold draft just behind me. It just said appetite.
That's so weird because my stomach's been growling and I'm hungry. That's weird. That's so weird.
Yeah, it likes that entertainment. It likes the attention that it gives the people, because I've had Pam interact with people that were looking for their wallet, apparently that it was on the kitchen counter when she said counter, and then I found out later on that they law, it keeps talking over me. I find out later on that they told me, they contacted me, they said, so when it said counter, my wallet, they're like, my wallet was missing at that moment, and I looked at the counter and it was on their kitchen counter. Thought that was pretty interesting.
Oh, that's wild. So it's like, what is that?
It just said beans.
Beans?
Yeah.
Beans.
Record. Well, I am recording. I said record.
Oh, wow. That's wild.
You want me to try the spirit box?
Yeah, sure. I mean, so we're on already 153, and I don't know if we can go over 2 hours. So let's try to keep it within the 2 hours. Hopefully, it doesn't cut us off.
Okay, it just said it's going off right now. Face, traverse, reap, object, a haunted object. All right, I'm gonna dim the lights a bit. Okay, so now I'm gonna be using this Phasm light, and I'm gonna be turning this to a red light like this. Can you see Pam?
Yeah, I can still see Pam.
Okay, so I'm gonna dim the light so that way there's a bigger chance of the cameras catching something. I have another camera on the side that's facing Pam right now. Whoa, running.
I believe it. I definitely believe it. There's definitely a force there. I definitely know that for sure. Just from the energies that I've been feeling and also the things that I've been seeing psychically.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing is very intelligent. It's so interesting, and I think the reason why it affects people the way it does is because it's thinking so quickly, and it affects our thought process. I know that sounds weird, but it's almost like it's on a different time frame, like it not on our time wave. And I think that's one of the reasons why we struggle to communicate sometimes, because we discussed that earlier before, that when you would have issues and I have issues, and I want to tell people about it.
It just said nighttime and project.
Oh my God! What?
Yes,
That's crazy!
that's intelligence right there. It knows that we're doing a project with
Oh my God! What? That is insane.
at nighttime.
That is. I guess I'll just say thank you, Pam, for validating that. That's true. Yes, I'm just like, that's insane. I need to get me one of those. I love that. That device is so cool.
I know, it's crazy. It's an asset to all my devices.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and end it. My cheesy ass, like that. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna end recording.